having fun back there, Liv?
Mate, it's true what they say, the most fun you can have with your clothes on.
This track just keeps on giving it.
On this episode, I show Liv some of my favourite high country locations and we wheel into the night on Billy Goats Bluff. Join us on our detour to the Melbourne 4x4 show.
Fast start and beers, let's get it.
Good. Good morning everybody. I am currently on the way down to the Melbourne 4 Drive show. But there's a little bit of a twist. I've stopped in down at Balowering Dam here. Look at that. And I've got a friend here.
Howdy, howdy.
Liv from This Is Liv'n. So you would have seen Liv all over our socials with Black Betty in the background there. But she's going to be on the stand with us this weekend as well.
I'm very excited. This is actually my first time heading south into Victoria.
Oh yeah, the high country.
Yeah, the high country. I'm very excited.
So I called Liv up and said, hey, we're going down to the 4 Drive show. Why don't we make a little bit of a trip out of it? So I've got a plan, loose plan, and we're going to go through the high country. Liv's never been there. I've been there a few times, but there's a few spots that I want to check out along the way. First stop's Yarangabilly Caves and Thermal Hot Springs.
That's right, I'm very excited for that.
So I think what we do is I'm going to finish my coffee.
Coffee all
When
round.
we pack up,
And hit the road.
hit the road, slowly make our way south.
I'm keen.
Might even throw a cheeky track in.
Oh yeah. I'm
Test out your
scared.
new front locker.
I was about to say I'm scared, but I'm ready. Let's get it.
Rightio. So we're around the fire here, but it's nice and cold. But yeah, let's pack up
Yep,
and hit the road.
get into it. Let's get it.
Just had a nice quick pack up this morning for this little trip here. Some fun things to go see and check out. But down here around the sort of Kosciuszko National Park, the Victorian High Country, places like this, you've got to be real careful about where you go, as they do have seasonal track closures during the winter season. So from the Queen's birthday or the King's birthday in June till sort of the first weekend of October. So it's just one thing you got to think about when you're organising a trip down here. Hey Liv, you got a copy?
Copy, mate.
Alrighty, first stop on our little trip down to Melbourne, Yarangabilly Caves. I've never been here myself. I've driven past this place many times over the years. I reckon we swing in and wash off the campfire smoke from last night.
That sounds pretty bloody good, but you are aware it's 5 degrees outside.
Well, the thermal hot spring should be about 38 degrees, so I think we'll be pretty good.
I am excited, let's do it.
Absolutely, let's go check it out. Yarangabilly Caves is situated in the northern region of the Kosciuszko National Park. The road in and around the park can be one way in certain sections, so make sure you pay attention to the signage. Entry is $4 per vehicle for a day pass, then about $20 per person to do the self-guided tour of the cave. Your entry fees contribute to the upkeep of the park and keeping places like this open for us all to explore. What do you reckon, Liv?
That's so sick.
We're walking into the South Glory Hole. I'm not trying to be funny. That's what it says on the sign over there.
It's proof. It's proof.
It's a self-guided walk through these caves down at Yarangabilly. It's really cool. So
Very cool. Go check out some stalagmites and stalactites.
yeah, that's right. Let's head in. Find the generator. You know, bit of peace of quiet would be good.
How's the serenity?
Yeah, it's beautiful. The South Glory Hole Cave is around 440 million years old and contains huge stalactites and stalagmites.
This has such an eerie feeling.
So real Prehistoric.
Very prehistoric, yeah.
So cool. We got daylight. Oh, we made it.
I see daylight.
We're not as fit as we thought we were.
Oh my lord.
Oh, that's pretty cool though.
That was unreal.
Oh, I can highly recommend going and do that little walk. That's a bit of fun.
Especially if you want to walk and have some beers.
Oh, I reckon we go have a swim.
I reckon. Swim up next. Sounds bloody good.
Originally built in 1896, the current pool was constructed over the top of the original in 1969. The pool is a constant 27 degrees all year round, thanks to the 100,000 litres per hour flow through the sandstone underground.
What do you reckon? Lukewarm. Like, it's still 27 degrees, but when you're thinking about the fact that it's literally like 4 degrees here outside, go as.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful?
It's actually really nice.
Righto.
Pretty nice.
It's pretty nice. It's not definitely not cold. It's going to be cold when we get out.
Hey, Liv, you on channel?
On channel, mate.
So we've punched out a few Ks today, haven't we?
We have. It's been a beautiful drive.
Gone through Jindy, heading the back way down to Dargo. But notice the light's getting a little bit low. So I think we'll trek along the Snowy River here and find a nice little campsite for the night before we head down to Mckillips Bridge tomorrow morning. What do you reckon?
That sounds like a bloody good plan to me. Let's do it.
The descent from Crosses Plain down to the Snowy River takes you along Barrier Way as you make your way down towards the Bayadabo Wilderness area. This whole region is dotted with side tracks and detours that you could easily spend a few days exploring. Making our way slowly along the river, we headed straight for our camp as we wanted to get set up before it started getting dark.
Oh my goodness. That was a long drive.
It was.
I think we covered about, what, 300 Ks?
Something like that.
Something like that, but we have in fact arrived at camp for the night, which is pretty cool because we're actually camping like on the Snowy River, which is awesome. So I'm pretty excited to go check that out, but we might set up camp first and then we'll have a bit of a geeze and go from there. Let's go.
We've both got rooftop tents on this trip, which makes setting up camp pretty quick. Liv has spent the last 2 years setting up Black Betty as her ultimate touring vehicle, and if you ask me, she's done an awesome job. We've got another video coming out soon with her running through the D-Max after 2 years of use, and we talk about every mod she's done and ask her what's next on the list. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. Ah, cheers, Liv.
Cheers, mate.
Look at this little spot.
What
Got the river flowing down there.
It's bloody beautiful, mate. Snowy River right there.
Yeah.
Unreal
Doesn't
time.
get any better.
Yeah. We ready to cook some dinner?
Oh, I've just noticed you got this beautiful safari induction cooker. Did you do that or did Tommy do that?
Oh, it's a bit of a team effort. I'll say that. But
What have you got running this?
so we've got 3 batteries in the back, so we're running 360 amps through this thing now.
Jeez.
With a 1240 BC DC charger to go with it.
Yeah, right.
And I think there is
big old inverter.
1000 watt inverter. So
Sweet.
going to be running this bad boy. It's a bit of luxury while you're out bush.
Oh,
So
it is. Oh, I'm a massive fan of induction cooking. So I reckon the campfire's going.
Yep.
I've got some pasta over there. I reckon we just have a cheeky little cook up on this thing.
That sounds bloody good.
Have a few more beers.
Pasta and beers. Let's get it.
Very good. Cooking on induction does require a large 12-volt system, but it does carry some advantages over gas. While gas is cheaper, it can be temperamental in the harsh cold. Induction won't be affected by the wind, and if there is a total fire ban in place and you can't cook on a fire, you can still use the induction.
I'll give you a quick little spin on how the induction's going. I got Az on cooking duties for...
Don't mind me, Liv. Commandeered the induction.
He has indeed commandeered the induction. It's doing pretty well.
Thank you.
We're gonna make some dinner and then sit around the fire, have a bit of a chilled night to get ready for our big day tomorrow in the Vic High Country, which I'm so excited about. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'll see you guys in the morning. Beautiful. Thank you.
We were up early after a very cold night at Pinch River, getting down to around -5. We had a lot of ground to cover as we needed to tick off both Mckillips Bridge and Goats Bluff in one day. But we simply couldn't go past the old Shugamboogan schoolhouse on our way past. These historic old buildings are a reminder of exactly how tough the old timers did it back in the day.
Mate, good morning.
Pretty cold last night, wasn't it?
Oh man, it was chilly, like, snowy mountain things.
Yeah, I had my 12-volt blanket cranking in there, which definitely makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there. Definitely great value for money, that thing.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but we're starting to make a bit of a steep descent down into our Mckillips Bridge, into the fog here.
I'm so excited. I've heard great things about Mckillips Bridge and obviously never been here before, so I'm very keen to check it out.
Yeah, well, they do call it the gateway to the high country. So I reckon we slowly descend down into the valley here and go check it out.
Sounds like a plan, mate. Hopefully this fog clears up for us, but let's do it.
We're just making our steep descent down into DETOUR Valley. We just pulled over quickly and thrown it into low range. It's about 11 k's of just steep terrain. My thoughts are better safe than sorry. Throw it in low range, let the car do the work. That way I don't fry the brakes, get any sort of brake fade going down here. That's the last thing you want when you're coming down a steep descent this long. Would end your trip. How cool is this, Liv? We've made it down the bottom at the Mckillips Bridge.
The historic Mckillips Bridge, hey? Bloody beautiful.
Crazy that they built this way back in the day and it's still going. Just a few little running repairs along the way, I guess, to keep it going.
Just goes to show you, build something right the first time, it lasts a lifetime.
Look at the view though. That river is raging. All the runoff from the snow.
This is so sick. Wow.
Gateway to the high country, Mckillips Bridge. It's on your bucket list. Get down here and check it out for yourself. It's really cool. We had a quick stop and a coffee, then made our way back to the main road and headed for Bairnsdale, en route to Dargo.
The Dargo Hotel, we have made it. Like I've said, my first time being here and I'm stoked. It is such a cool little country pub and this kind of stuff is just kind of right up my alley. So it's just one of those places that if you're coming up this way, it is a must. We're gonna air down and then we're gonna get ready to go and hit some tracks. We're heading up to the infamous Goats Bluff. So I feel like it's gonna be a bit of a sunset tracks and fine camp. It should be bloody unreal.
Because it was so dry, we didn't want to go too low on the tyre pressure, so we aired down to around 22 psi. Before long, we were into the track. Hey Liv, you got a copy?
I got a copy, mate.
We are officially on Billy Goats. This could end up being a night run by the looks of the sun.
I was about to say we are racing the sun a little bit, but so far it looks bloody beautiful, so I am keen.
Well, we've aired down and we're heading straight up, so brace yourself in, it should be a bit of fun.
Yeah, this first track's nice and steep.
Going up stuff like this, what's the best distance for me to keep from you reckon?
On these sorts of tracks, I'd probably allow like 50 metres, just in case.
Copy.
This is definitely steeper than anything that I've ever done, but Betty's handling it pretty well.
How good's this? Billy Goats Bluff track. With all these tracks in the high country, you know, we're doing this sort of the tail end of winter in August. But you really have to be careful about what tracks you choose to do in the high country in winter. You can really have a lot of fun down here in winter still. You know where to look. This is sick. Since we had the 79 tuned, it's so much easier to climb up in low range. Tommy and the team for Performance Tours got the big 79 running close to 200 horsepower and 620 newton meters of torque, which makes hills like this a breeze.
Oh, looks like we're getting up to a good viewing point. Let's check this out.
You having fun back there, Liv?
Mate, it's true what they say, the most fun you can have with your clothes on.
I can only agree with you there. This track just keeps on giving it, doesn't it? You go over one crest and you got another crest and it's just good fun. Hills like this are a prime example of why we always recommend you keep your canopy length shorter where possible. The more weight you can keep in front of the axle rather than overhanging behind it, the better the vehicle will tackle hills like this. With Black Betty being a dual cab, the importance of a shorter canopy is even greater. She's done well to get the D-Max up the slippery rock with her rear locker issues, but you can see that the front end does unload when the rear loses traction. If she was running a heavier canopy setup or a full length box, she could have easily picked up a front wheel.
A bloody rear locker
Oh yeah?
keeps switching off right when you need it most. It's
I
on
think
now.
it must happen when you roll back a touch.
Maybe, yeah.
Because it's on now.
Yeah, I turned it on when I bloody started slipping there again, and then it was sweet. Temperamental thing.
The D-Max. The
It's-
D-Max kills it. Loves it.
Loves it. Loves the hill
Oh,
climbs.
let's get up there.
Alright, let's go.
Man, this Land Cruiser just absolutely eats everything up. Whatever you want to throw at it, just bloody loves it, I tell ya. It's been a good fun car to drive. Luckily, with the light fading fast, we were only a few hundred meters from the top. The camera never shows how steep the tracks really are, but I reckon Liv has done a fantastic job steering the D-Max up Billy Goats Bluff, especially considering she has never been to the high country before. Let us know in the comments below if you'd like to see more trips like this in the future.
Tell you what guys, this is definitely a first for me. Night wheeling in the Vic High Country, trying to get to camp. This is red hot. I had a bit of a play with the throttle controller now and it is driving so much better. So we'll send it up here, catch up to the boys and see how we go.
We reached the top of the hill and only had to navigate the narrow ridgeline at the top of the bluff before we could hit the trail to our camp at Horseyard Flat. It had got cold very rapidly now that we were at 1500 metres, so we made the dash over to set up camp and get a fire going.
Well, what a bloody day, hey?
Great day.
That was, I reckon, one of the coolest things I've ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah, never been like nightfall driving or anything like that before. So
all rolled into one. That's a fun track.
that is a very fun track.
Yeah, it's an iconic track of the high country. So you got to do that.
Yeah, the views
Pretty
were
cool.
awesome and the track was a lot of fun. So I really enjoyed it. But we finally made it to camp. The fun did have to end eventually. So we're at camp now. We're going to set up for the night. We are absolutely
We need
wrecked.
some firewood.
We need some
We
firewood.
definitely need a fire.
It's 3 degrees right now.
Couple of beers.
3 degrees and dropping. So firewood, couple of beers, bed. So I'm bloody buggered.
Cheers,
Unreal,
bro.
mate. Good day.
Our camp at Horseyard Flat was one of the coldest nights I've had camping in a while. We quickly packed up and jumped in the cars to warm up before hitting the road. A cracking little campsite, wasn't it?
Beautiful. Definitely a little home among the gum trees for last night's camp.
Yeah, it's always nice when you wake up to see what you got floating around here. But you know what, this little high country trip that we're doing wouldn't be the same if we didn't stop in and check out one of the many huts that are in the high country here. What do you reckon we go check one out, eh?
I'm keen.
Yeah, they're sort of scattered everywhere, but I've got one little hut that I know about, so let's press on and go check it out.
Lead the way. Just to give you guys a bit of an idea of how cold it is down here, these puddles are like, you can full see that they're frozen solid. That's wild.
Once we hit the road, we made our way down towards Moroka Hut. The walk into the hut is about 450 metres from the road, but it is well worth the detour. Records suggest that this hut was built in 1946, but there may have been an earlier hut on the same site. Well, how cool is this, Liv? Moroka Hut.
That is very cool.
Look at that.
I reckon this hut's seen some things. What do you reckon?
Yeah, let's go check it out inside. Let's go in. Oh,
That you, boy?
oh, this is a well-built hut.
How good is this?
Look at that.
Fireplace.
Yeah, look at that. There's huts scattered all through the high country here. There's a few hundred of them. And they get well looked after by the VIC High Country Huts Association. They do a good job sort of keeping these huts in mint condition for people to see, come check out.
Yeah.
So when you're down here, don't mess with them. Leave them as you found them. Because we want these things to stay here forever. They're absolutely cool.
So beautiful, man. Nice little fireplace.
Yeah, that's right. Look at this going. It's a bit fresh. But, you know what? We've got one more thing, Liv. We've got to get down to Melbourne for the 4-wheel drive show.
We do indeed. You guys have heard us talk about it a little bit. And we've seen so much in the last couple of days.
We've taken a bit of a detour.
We have indeed. We've taken a long way, but it's always the best way. So.
Absolutely worth it. How was your first high country trip?
Yeah, first high country trip. It was unbloody real. Like some of those drives up through those mountains, you can't compare them to anything else
Pretty
I've
wild,
ever seen, I
isn't it?
reckon.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. But no, it was awesome. You guys were great. You know.
Get down here. All we can say is, you know, you got a 4-wheel drive, just get down here, have some fun. You know, winter, summer, whenever. It's a magical place to come visit. It's actually one of my favourite places to come visit. I love it down here.
Definitely add it to your bucket list.
Yeah. Anyway, guys,
Must say.
I think we'll leave it there.
Yeah, we'll leave it here until next time, I guess.
Yeah. Take care and have fun.
Enjoy.